Okay, you guys. So officially, this is the Rob Kardashian and the Blac Chyna video. If you haven't seen my previous video before, please check it out. And we have officially hit 2026. Be excited that you've lived to see a new year, but also I would say to you, like hell, you need to put on the full armor of God. And if you don't believe in God, you're gonna have to have a strength this year like none other. I don't know if I'm ready yet, but I'm trying my best to be. You're gonna have to be strong come 2026. And I'm gonna say to you, read a lot. Don't listen to the gossips and the mischief on social media. Read as much as you can. And when they're putting your focus one way, multitask, not only look that way, but look several other ways. Look around you and store food, store water, store medical supply. And that's all I can say to you guys. It's not to scare you guys, but it's just to say it's best to be safe than to be sorry. I've seen Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, and I can tell you that it's best to be safe than to be sorry. And I know a lot of women love to use their tampons. Every woman should have period cups because they are reusable. And we don't know if sanitary napkins are going to become a scarcity. But some things are going to happen in 2026, and you need to be as prepared as possible. And you need to have reusable diapers for babies and what we call nappies. And you need to take time with relationships. Don't rush into any. Don't let any man tell you that he's going to heal you. You owe it to yourself and give yourself the permission to heal. And not only to heal, but to be strong, to be smart, and learn a lot, Whenever the relationships don't work out, you don't need to get your lick back. You're a woman. A woman can never get her lick back by sleeping with another man, especially having unprotected sex with another man. There are going to be things out there because now that they have gotten closer to, treating AIDS and HIV to the point of what can be called a cure, I believe, if I'm correct. There are going to be other things out there because it's not going to stop, and you need to protect yourselves. You need to respect your bodies as much as you can. And if you have a young one that's not listening to you, you consistently pray over them and pray for them consistently. But it's 2026. Put on the full armor of God, and I want you guys to remind me to do the same. And trust and believe, I pray for all my subscribers almost every day. And I'm not just saying that. If God could come and tell you, he would say it's true. She does pray for you guys. So let's get to Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna, because a couple weeks ago, Blac Chyna posted some photos on Instagram, and she tagged, Rob Kardashian as her forever love, right? So we were like, yay, they were getting back together, and there were gossips about Blac Chyna possibly being pregnant, right? And just a few days ago, I got this pop-up notification saying Blac Chyna has separated from Rob Kardashian. They're not going to go into 2026 as a couple. And I was like, really? What could have happened? And she posted a photo, and she said, guess who's going into 2026 single? Your girl, So she was telling people that come 2026, she's going to be single, right? It was sad to hear her say that, because honestly, I was hoping that Rob and Chyna would get back together, not on a revenge basis, but on the sake of, their daughter. I was hoping that Dream Kardashian would have the joy of having mommy and daddy in one house. And I was hoping that, her son, King Cairo would have that bonus dad, because I do believe that Rob Kardashian is an amazing human being. I don't think he's perfect, but I think he is an amazing human being. We have seen him on camera, and yes, I remember that with Adrian Bailon, but I believe that Rob has some amount of maturity from that, and I believe he has learned from that. I also believe that Rob is dealing with a lot of self-esteem issues, and when I say self-esteem issues, I'm not talking about him not loving himself. When you look at everything that has been happening for his sisters and nothing is happening for him, it does affect anyone with feelings. It would affect them, and I think that coupled with his weight gain and all of that. And oftentimes the internet would tease and say the family's taking all the Ozempic and they're refusing to share the Ozempic with, Rob Kardashian, right? So I was hoping that Rob and Chyna would get back together, but Chyna is saying that it's not going to happen, and many of her fans, they took to the comment section to assure her that being single is absolutely okay and quite alright, which is true. Meanwhile, others urge her to protect that energy because you can't be giving it to everyone. That's true. But many people were questioning her. Now, I'm going to say this, right? Because I've been observing a lot, and a lot of people are concerned, like, what happened? You told us you were going to get back. Naturally the fans are going to be disappointed because people are like, what happened? You told us you were going to get back together. A third person knew that wasn't going to work. You and the family had too much bad blood. You sued them, and now you want to break bread. No, that was never going to work. Let me tell you, it can work. It can work, because I'm going to tell you this. As much as we see the Kylie-Jenners being nifty, you know what is their motto? Family first. Family first. I believe, you see my eyes? You can definitely tell something is going on with my thyroid level. This one is a bit more open, and this one is at the normal size. This one can tell something is going on. We're going to get that fixed soon. Anywho, I think that Blac Chyna, I don't want to say this, but it's the truth. Blac Chyna is her biggest enemy. She's her own enemy. And I think she knows it, and she's working on it the best way that she can. But I believe that she has so much trauma. She has so much betrayal, and not that she hasn't dealt her own hands in all of this, but I think she has so much trauma, so much betrayal. And I also believe that she had a moment with Rob Kardashian. I believe Rob Kardashian helped her through something financially, and it sparked a memory for Chyna of how, helpful Rob has always been to her, because Rob is the only man that I've seen giving Blac Chyna diamonds upon diamonds and just giving her stuff. And material things and material gains isn't everything, but I often look at her and say, why would you mess that up? She did cause a great damage, because there was, if you remember, cheating allegations, and if you watch their reality TV series, she would just get so angry and mean with him, and it was just brutal. Her behavior towards him was just brutal, and when he clapped back, it seems as though he was so overwhelmed with everything that she did to him. He clapped back with revenge porn and some nasty unpleasantries against her that just wasn't right. But I do believe in forgiveness, and I do believe that people can come from those things, especially they have a beautiful daughter together. But I also believe what is affecting Chyna getting back with Rob is that, after she lost the lawsuit and she realized that irrespective of the fact that she lost the lawsuit, the Kylie-Jenners were still so sweet and still so good to Dream Kardashian. And I think Chyna needs to prioritize her daughter's feeling and identity more, because so guys, as I was saying, I think that Blac Chyna still had a lot of bitterness towards the Kylie-Jenners. Not think, you could see it. She displayed a lot of bitterness towards even Khloe, who never meant any harm to Dream Kardashian, Khloe who meant everything but good, and they accused Khloe of doing things to Dream that Khloe never did. I remember in one video when Tokyo Tony said that Khloe had Dream on the kitchen table dancing, and that wasn't Dream, that was true, you know. And I remember oftentimes she would be on live, and when Dream speaks about, you know, her father's side of the family, and Dream would be, oh, that's my aunt, and oh, you know, Dream was just flexing her father's side of the family's wealth, and oh, it's my Aunt Khloe who did this, and oh, it's my Aunt Khloe who did that. And you know, they would often ask her questions like, who does this? And she would say, you know, Dream gave the hint that basically Lovey does everything for her financially, or Khloe. And Blac Chyna was pissed. She was pissed. Like, I do play a role in my child's life. Listen, if someone is doing something for my child financially, and they're doing everything for my child financially, and your blood, the father side of the family, I don't care if we love or hate each other, my child is being taken care of, my child is being loved, my child is being nurtured, she's being protected. And that is what Blac Chyna needs to do. Counter blessing. She doesn't, like, some things she gets triggered so easily by those things, and she doesn't see them as a blessing, and they are a blessing. She should be grateful that she's in a position that if her eyes should close, God forbid, Dream would have an amazing family, and she would have someone like Rob to ensure that she doesn't become a Kardashian thought, because we know Rob does not roll like that, honey. And if anyone who has been paying attention and saying, and is about to ask, how you know Rob doesn't roll like that, stop defending Rob, because people believe that you should not use your intelligence, you know. That's what some people believe. But we've seen Rob long enough to know that Rob does not promote promiscuity nor such vulgar behavior. And he would call Kim Kardashian a whore consistently. And he doesn't support the behavior of Kim Kardashian. And it's why he doesn't get along with Kim. He sees his sister Kourtney as a Karen. Rob has been telling us that Kourtney is a Karen for years, and we haven't been listening to him. He doesn't hate her, but he just cannot stand her Karen behavior. It's true. Kourtney can be hella annoying. Like, we should have been listening to Rob when it comes to Kourtney. He would tell Kourtney that she's annoying. But he does get along with Kourtney, and I think that Kourtney is the one that keeps it quiet when it comes to Rob. But with Khloe and Rob, they're tight, and that you can understand, because Kourtney is just this healer. She's just so in tune to humanity and stuff. And you know what I discovered about people like Kourtney? She's gonna always have some type of illness battling. She pulls those illnesses from people because of how empathetic she is towards them. She heals people, and she takes on their sickness. She takes on their burden. She takes on their illness. That's what happens to most empathetic people. They have some kind of illness. They're always battling some kind of illness. And that is because when they see people in need and people struggling and people hurting, they want to fix everything and they want to fix everyone. And they do fix those people without even knowing that they do. And they pick up that individual residual. So if she doesn't control her emotions like myself, she's gonna always be sick and battling something. So she needs to control her emotions. You can help people, but I think she needs to have, I don't know, she needs someone to help her to control her energy. That's what she needs. I need the same thing too. And if you're an empathetic kind of person, you are sick. I can tell you're sick because it's something that I've been reading and learning about. you always have some kind of illness battling, and you need whether the Bible or something to help you to control that energy, because sometimes it can get you so down. But with Chyna, I think that Rob Kardashian would have been an amazing reconciliation for her. I believe Rob can give her the stability that he needs, but I think that her behavior towards the family unwarrantedly, because there were unwarranted behaviors towards the family members, which many people have witnessed, could be the setback in all of that. But I would hope that Rob and Chyna gets therapy, and I think they might be also staying away from each other because she has a addiction problem, allegedly. Rob has an addiction problem, allegedly. And maybe when they come together, they don't help each other. They're not good for each other, knowing that they have that addiction issue, allegedly. But, I wish them all the best. I wish them all the best in the future. And I wish them all that's beautiful, bright, and well. And that's all I have to say about that. Peace.